We'll get started in the child's pose. So wherever you are on your mat, you can widen your knees to the outer edges of your mat. Let your hips sink back to your heels and start to walk your hands to the top of your mat. Let your forehead come to rest on your mat, your upper body come to rest on your mat. And if you find that your hips are not coming down close to your heels, maybe you have a pillow nearby that you'd like to set up underneath your seat, or just let your hips kind of rest in the air wherever they are. Don't worry about forcing them down. This is our first bit of movement this morning, probably for all of us, so just be gentle with yourself and let your body just rest here in this child's pose wherever you are. And we'll start by taking a nice slow breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, fill your belly, fill your lower back. And then a slow and controlled exhale, feeling all of your air empty out. And just when you think you've exhaled all the way, exhale a tiny bit more. And then take another slow inhale, feeling all the way up. And then just when you think you've inhaled all the way, take another sip of air. And then start to slowly exhale all the way out. If you're just arriving, we are in child's pose right now. You can find your way there, knees wide, toes are touching, upper body, forehead to the mat. So I wanted to share something that I've been thinking about lately, among a lot of other things, is the idea of reframing our challenges into opportunities. And of course, to still feel the challenge and experience all of the feelings that go into being immersed in challenge, but to also be a little bit creative and playful in reframing our challenges as gifts and opportunities to think outside the box. So I was thinking about that in a lot of different ways lately, and most recently in setting up this yoga space. Because I'm in a basement, the ceilings are low, and at first that felt frustrating, but I started to think of it as an opportunity to get creative with how I'm using my space. What alternatives are there to reaching my hands all the way up to the ceiling? So whatever space you're in, I'll invite you today to bring a sense of creativity and playfulness to using your space. Continue to breathe. We'll take one more of those slow and controlled breaths in. And once you feel like you've inhaled all the way, fill up a tiny bit more. And then exhale, nice and slow, lengthening your exhale as much as you can. And once you find yourself at the very bottom of your exhale, we're going to meet in a tabletop. So you can start to slowly walk your hands back in towards you. If you'd like to come all the way up to a seat to transition, you may. But we'll find ourselves in a tabletop shape. So you'll be stacking your shoulders just about over your wrists, all 10 fingers spread wide. And then your hips will be over your knees. tops of your feet making contact with the mat. So we'll find ourselves here with a flat back. Feel the weight of your body supported by your hands, supported by your knees. And let the points of contact that your body has with the mat be light, so you're not pushing so hard into the earth. And then as you inhale, we're going to find a cow pose. So you'll gaze up towards the ceiling. Lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. And just pause here. Close your eyes if you'd like to. Notice how this shape feels on your spine. Take a nice breath in. Feel the air flowing through you. And then as you exhale, we're going to curl into a cat shape. So the back of the heart reaches towards the ceiling. Curl in to gaze at your belly button. And then pause here. Notice how this feels along your spine, along your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, find that cow shape again. Inhale here. Exhale, cat. And then flow through these on your own, taking cat and cow. And notice the ways that your breath can help guide your movement. And remembering to be gentle with yourself as this might be your first movements of the day. Meeting yourself where you are, noticing whatever feelings arise. And take a few more breaths. Feeling your body curl in on your cat poses. And widen, reaching heart forward on your cows. And then take one more round, and then find yourself again in a tabletop, just as we started. And we're gonna, keeping our toes tucked, we're gonna extend our right leg back. So we're just kind of stretching through the calf, really gently. This doesn't have to feel like an intense stretch, just a little bit of your toes tucked, and you can rock gently forward and back, letting your shoulders glide over your wrists slightly, opening up the back side of your right leg. And let's take an inhale here. And then exhale through the mouth. Release your right knee back under your right hip. And then we'll extend our left leg back. Same thing, tuck your left toes. And gently shift your weight forward and back. Feel that stretch down the whole backside of your left leg. Take an inhale here. Exhale through the mouth. Release your left knee underneath your left hip. And then I'll give you a few moments in tabletop to just kind of play around a little bit with what feels good. Maybe you'd like to open up your hips a bit, rotating the knees in the air. Maybe you'd like to take a couple more cat-cows, or practice lifting one wrist, some wrist circles, and one and then the other. And just take some movements to help wake your body up today. Whatever that looks like to you. And then start to bring that movement to a still tabletop again. And we're gonna start to find a Sphinx pose. So we're gonna lower our right forearm down, so our hand is planted, and then our left forearm down, so our left hand is planted, and I'll come to face you so that you can see me a little better. So we're gonna have our elbows just about underneath our shoulders. We're gonna bring one leg back, bring the other leg back, and then chest, head comes to lift up. So you'll spread wide through all 10 fingers. Your elbows are just about under your shoulders, and your arms are parallel, shoulder distance apart. And you'll sort of start to feel them creating some traction as if you're pulling towards your hips, rooting down through the tops of all 10 fingers. And as you pull back, see if you can feel your heart sort of extend forward. And then as you inhale, we'll look over left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look over right shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look over left shoulder again. Just a little rotation of the neck. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look over right shoulder once more. Exhale back to center. And then we'll start to lift our elbows up, plant your palms. We're gonna sink all the way back to another child's pose. So let your knees be wide, let your toes come to touch. Walk your hands down out in front of you. Lower chest, lower forehead. Start to breathe here. Take a few deep breaths into the belly and feel the way that your belly expands as you inhale. And the way it contracts and melts your whole self into the earth as you exhale. Take a few breaths like that. Knowing that child's pose is always an option for you if you need it throughout the next 45 minutes or so. And then we're going to start to rise ourselves back up to sit out of our child's pose. So we'll walk our hands all the way back towards our knees. And you can either come up to sit on your shins as I am, or you can sit cross-legged, or even on a chair, or however you'd like to sit. And we'll just find ourselves in a seat and take a moment to just close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And feel your body in space. Notice how it feels to be sitting. And if your eyes are closed, you can flutter them open. Inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead. And then exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over. Find that side bend. And pause here. See if you can root down both of your sitting bones. Inhale back up through center. Gaze up at your fingertips as you inhale, feeling tall through the spine, tall through both arms. And then on your next exhale, lower left arm down, right arm up and over. Find that other side bend. Inhale back up through center. Again, all 10 fingers reach tall, spread wide through your fingers. Take another inhale, filling up. And then exhale, both arms come down by your sides. We're going to find all fours again, tabletop. And then we're going to start to find our way into our first downward dog. So check that all 10 fingers are spread wide. You're going to really root down through your thumb and index finger of both hands. And we're going to start to tuck our toes and lift our hips up and back, finding a downward dog. So once you find your way here, take some nods of your head, shake your head yes and no. Feel that space between your shoulder blades widening. Inhale, come up onto your toes. And then exhale, lower your heels down to the mat. Feel that stretch through the calves. Inhale, come up to the toes. Exhale, heels come to lower down. If you'd like to, you can bend one knee and then the next. Waking up the body slowly with some movement. And then let that bend of the knees come to stillness. And on your next inhale, we're going to find a quick plank pose. So shoulders over your wrists. Heels reaching towards the back. Inhale here. Exhale, downward dog once more. Again, shift forward to plank on your inhale. And then exhale, this time lower your knees down to the mat. Once you're here, you'll untuck your toes and start to lower your chest down. We're going to scoop our chest forward, finding a baby cobra. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your heart is scooping towards the front of the room, and your elbows are hugged in towards each other. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the chest down, make a pillow for your forehead, and rest here. Take a few deep breaths into the belly. Allow yourself to rest. From here, start to position your palms back underneath your shoulders. Find another baby cobra, heart scoops forward, elbows pointing towards the back of the room. Tuck your toes, start to push your upper body up. Come back to your knees, find that downward dog again, hips are high. We'll do that one more time, shift forward to plank. Lower your knees down, untuck your toes, start to bend your elbows, lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Scoop your heart forward, baby cobra. Tuck your toes, shift your hips up and back, downward dog. So that sequence will be integrated throughout class as a transition. So when I say you can move through your flow, that's what I mean. And if you'd like to modify in any way, taking out the knees, you can do so. So from downward dog, we'll start to walk our feet towards our hands and find just a forward fold here. So your feet can be about hips width distance apart. Feel your arms heavy, your head heavy. Just take a moment here to bend one knee and the next, perhaps grabbing opposite elbows and noticing how that helps melt your whole body down. Take a nice deep inhale here, and then an open mouth exhale, release. You're grabbing opposite elbows, you can let them fall down. And then slowly start to roll up through the spine. We'll come to stand in mountain pose. So once you find yourself here, start to shift your weight a little bit forward and back, side to side. Find a nice standing position that feels balanced. And we'll inhale, sweep our arms up overhead. And maybe some of you, like me, cannot reach your arms up overhead because there's a ceiling there, and that's okay. Inhale, arms reach as high up as they can. And then exhale, right arm comes down, left arm reaches up and over, side bend. Inhale, back through center, arms reach as high as they can. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up and over, side bend. Inhale, back through center, feel tall in the spine, long through the arms. And then exhale, find that forward fold again. From here, we're gonna inhale, plant both palms, step your right foot back, find a low lunge. I'm not sure if I said left or right, but I meant to say step your right foot back. And then step your left foot back to meet it. Shift your hips up and back, find that downward dog. We're gonna inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, lower chest and chin. Find that baby cobra, scoop the heart forward. And then tuck your toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg reaches high. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant your right foot between your palms, gaze forward, low lunge. Left foot steps forward to meet right, forward fold. Find a halfway lift as you inhale, flat back, gaze forward. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Move through 2 rounds of breath here in your forward fold. Inhaling through your nose, and then opening up your mouth, exhaling, releasing through your mouth. Inhale, we'll come all the way up, rising up, arms go as high as they can go. And then exhale, hands come to center. Breathe here. Inhale, we'll rise our palms up. Exhale, spread them wide, fold forward. Next inhale, steps our left foot back. Palms are planted, framing the right foot, low lunge. And then right foot steps back, find your downward dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank, shoulders over wrists. And then exhale, knees come down, untuck your toes. Start to bend your elbows, lower chest and chin. Rise up through baby cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg rises high. Exhale, left knee to nose. Left hand plants between your palms. Breathe in, low lunge. Right foot steps forward to meet left. Find that halfway lift, flat back as you inhale and gaze forward. And then exhale, release, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms circle up above your head. And then exhale, both palms come to meet at heart center. Pause here, stay for a round of breath. And then we'll inhale both palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, separate your palms, circle your arms down. Forward fold. We'll plant our palms, we'll step one leg back and then the other, lowering both of our knees, finding another child's pose. So knees come wide, toes come to touch, upper body comes down, arms reach forward, forehead gently comes to meet the mat. Take a few breaths here. Check in with yourself. What feelings are arising? What sensations are arising? Feel your breath as it fills your belly, fills your lower back. And then feel yourself empty as you slowly exhale. Allowing yourself to slow everything down before we'll pick back up, moving again. So from your child's pose, we're going to start to rise up into all fours again. So you can pretty much keep your hands where they are. You might need to move them a little bit so that your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees, all 10 fingers are spread, tops of the feet are touching the mat. And we'll inhale for a cow pose, feel the heart reaching forward, gaze up. And then exhale all the way, find your cat pose. And then we'll find a neutral spine, tuck both toes, reach the hips up and back, find your downward dog. Inhale, we'll reach our right leg high, find that three-legged dog. And then exhale, right knee to nose, step your right foot between your hands. And then we'll start to lower our left knee down to the mat. You can keep your toes tucked or untuck them, whichever you'd like. And then with our right knee over our right ankle, we'll start to rise ourselves up, finding a crescent lunge. So I'll come to face you here, actually. Rise your arms up to frame your face. You can close your eyes here if you'd like to. Kind of helps test your balance a little bit if you close your eyes. If you keep them open, keep your gaze soft. Stay for one more inhale, feel your shoulders lift. And then exhale, let your palms come down to frame your right foot. Lift your left knee up off the back, step your right foot back, shift your hips up and back, find your downward dog. Take a little bend in one knee and then the other. And then we'll start to lift our left leg up, three-legged dog here. Flex your left foot. And then start to bring left knee to nose, land left foot in between your palms. Lower your right knee down onto the mat. You can keep your toes tucked or not. And then as you inhale, sweep your arms up to frame your face. Check that your left knee is over your right ankle. That wouldn't make any sense. Check that your left knee is over your left ankle. And as you inhale, feel your arms rising up. Exhale, feel a bit of relaxation in your shoulders as your shoulder blades rest down your back. You can close your eyes to test your balance if you'd like. And then take another inhale, feel long through both arms. And then exhale, hands come down. Pop your right knee back off the mat. Plant both palms fully, step your left foot back, find your downward dog. Inhale, right foot reaches high, three-legged dog again. Exhale, right foot lands between your palms. We'll do that same crescent lunge. Right knee over right ankle, arms sweep up to frame your face, Stay for one round of breath here. And you're welcome to stay here in your crescent lunge, or you can come up into a warrior two. So we'll a warrior one. So we'll lift our left knee up off the mat, and then we'll swivel our left heel down and keep our arms up, framing our face. So you might notice that as you swivel your left heel down, your upper body wants to twist towards your back foot. See if you can twist, maybe bring your hands to your hips, and see if you can square off your hips as you root the pinky toe edge of your left foot down. So we'll stay here, hands can be at your hips or framing your face. And we'll keep that right knee over right ankle if you can. Feeling strong through that back leg. And then straighten that right leg for just a moment of relief. Inhale here. Exhale, bend that right knee. Hands come down to frame your right foot. Come back onto the left toes. Step the right foot back, find your plank pose. From here, you can move through that flow that we've practiced. So coming down onto your knees, untucking your toes, bending at your elbows, baby cobra. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg reaches high. Exhale, left leg comes between your palms. We'll drop our right knee down, crescent lunge, hands come up to frame your face. Again, you can stay here, or you can rise up to a warrior one. So for that, you come up, bring your right knee up off the mat, swivel your right foot down. And as you feel your upper body wanting to twist towards the side or the back of the room, bring your hands to your hips and square your hips off to the front of your mat. Left knee over left ankle, pinky toe edge of the right foot suctioned down. And we'll stay for an inhale and an exhale. And then start to straighten that left leg for a moment of relief. And then on your next exhale, start to bend it again. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back for plank. And from here, you can either lower down to move through that flow, or find your way back to downward dog. Or, as I mentioned in the beginning, child's pose is always a wonderful option. So wherever you are, be fully there. Take a breath. And then we'll move through that sequence one more time, just adding on a tiny bit more. So we'll inhale our right leg high, flexing the right foot. And then exhale, knee to nose, right foot lands between your palms. Drop your left knee, sweep your arms up by your ears, crescent lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, rise up, warrior one, left knee comes off the mat, swivel your left foot down. Hips and upper body face the front of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna face all 10 toes towards the left side of your mat. Legs come to be straight, arms reach up, spine is long. And then on your exhale, we're gonna find a horse pose. So we're gonna bring our heels in and our toes out. Hands come to meet at center of chest, bend both knees. Breathe in here. And then an open mouth exhale. Feel yourself relax. Inhale, straighten your legs. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, find that warrior one again. Bend your knee. And then exhale, sweep your arms all the way down. Step your right foot back, plank pose. Move down through that flow, high to low. or find your way into a downward dog or a child's pose. Okay, we'll take that one more time. I'm gonna switch sides so that you can see me. But we'll reach our left leg high this time. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Left foot lands between your palms. Right knee drops down to the mat. Arms sweep up, crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, knee comes up off the mat. Warrior one, back foot swivels down. Hips square off towards the front of the mat. Inhale here, arms reach tall. And then exhale, swivel your left foot so your feet are parallel, legs are straight, arms reach high. And then exhale into a horse pose, so heels in, toes out, bend knees, hands come to meet at the center of your chest. Deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Start to straighten your legs. Reach your arms up. Exhale, find that warrior one once more. And then bring your hands all the way down. Step your right foot back. Move through that flow, or find your way into a child's pose this time. So knees come wide, toes come to touch. Upper body rests down, forehead meets the mat. Slow down your breath. Let's take an inhale all together. Feel your belly filling up. Feel the rib cage fill up. And then when you think you've taken all the air in, take a tiny sip more. And then slow and controlled exhale all of the air out. Just when you think you've exhaled all of your air out, exhale a tiny bit more. Start to rise up to a tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we'll take one round of cat-cow here on your own. Inhale and exhale. And then finding center. And we'll start to find that same Sphinx pose that we did in the beginning of class. So if you remember that, you're gonna lower your forearms down so that they're parallel. And then lower your whole body down. So your chest is reaching toward the front of the room. Your 10 fingers are spread and your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So you start to actually feel like you're kind of pulling your forearms back towards you, creating some traction. Your gaze is forward. Tops of the feet are on the mat. And stay for a couple rounds of breath here. And start to make a pillow for your head. Stacking one hand on top of the other. Forehead comes to rest. If you'd like to, you can kind of windshield wiper your feet side to side, bend out your knees, and just let your legs kind of tick-tock to the side. Or you can just rest with your head on your hands. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then open your mouth. Let it go. Exhale all the way out. Start to rise your forehead up off your hand. Start to plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Rise your whole self up. Maybe through tabletop, finding your way. Downward dog. We're gonna rise our right foot up. Find that three-legged dog again. And then exhale, right knee to nose. Right foot steps between your hands. Crescent lunge. Same starting point that we just had. Right knee over right ankle. Breathe in, feel the length of your arms, reaching tall. And then exhale, let your palms come to touch and meet at the center of your chest. You're welcome to stay here, finding center. Or if you'd like to twist, you can bring your left elbow to the outer edge of your right knee. So we'll take an inhale together. And then on your exhale, find that twist. Left elbow hooks on the outer edge of the right knee. And then you're sort of trying to stack elbow on top of elbow. Palms are touching. And on each exhale, see if you can bring your chest to meet where your palms are at. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, return back to center. We'll sort of sweep our arms up by our ears again, and then exhale, let both hands come down to frame your foot. This time we'll plant our left hand down and reach our right arm up to the sky, finding another twist. Feel that sense of expansion from fingertip to fingertip, broadening the chest, spiraling the chest open. Exhale, hand comes down. Frame your right foot. And then step your right foot back so that your right knee comes under your right hip. We're in tabletop. And then start to push yourself back into a downward dog. Hips up and back. Heels reaching towards the earth. And then inhale, left foot reaches high, foot is flexed. Exhale, knee to nose. Left foot lands between your palms. Right knee lowers down, crescent lunge again. Stay for an inhale. And then exhale, palms come to meet at the center of your chest. You're welcome to stay here, finding center, or find that twist on your exhale. So we'll inhale together. And then exhale, your right elbow will hook on the outer edge of your left knee, stacking elbow on top of elbow. And on each exhale, see if you can aim to bring the center of your chest towards where your thumbs are meeting. And then we're going to inhale back to center. Exhale, hands come down to frame your foot. Right hand plants underneath right shoulder. Left arm reaches high. Feel that spiraling open. Stay for one more inhale. And exhale, left hand comes down. Again, left knee comes back to meet the mat underneath your left hip, tabletop. Move through a round of cat-cow to your own breath. And then find a flat back here. We'll find just one more downward dog. So if you'd like to take any final movements here, you're welcome to. And then we'll start to walk our feet towards our hands, finding one final forward fold. So your feet are about the distance of your hips apart. Your arms, your shoulders, your neck are all heavy, releasing down. And slowly start to roll up through your spine until you find yourself standing one last time. Take a nice big roll of the shoulders back behind you. And shift your weight a little bit side to side. We're going to find a tree pose on each of our legs. So you'll start to shift your weight into your left leg at first. Rise your right knee up towards your chest. And you can stay here. This is a great place to be. Or you can bring the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh or calf, or your toe can be touching the mat. You just want to avoid having the sole of your right foot on your kneecap. Wherever you are, you can find a point to look at for balance. Arms can be by your side or at the center of your chest or extended high. And make sure that you're not dumping into that left hip here, that you're nice and tall, strong through your standing leg. We'll stay for an inhale and an exhale. Bring that right knee back to center. And then exhale your right foot down to the mat. Shift your weight a little bit side to side, bending your knees, one and then the other. And then shift your weight into your right leg. Lift your left knee up towards your chest, flexing that left foot. You're welcome to stay here or bring the sole of your left foot to your inner right thigh or calf or toe touching the mat. Avoiding your kneecap. Wherever you are with your legs, check that you're not dumping into your right hip. Standing leg is strong and rooted. Hands can meet at heart center or extended tall or by your sides. Take a nice deep inhale and an exhale. And bring that left knee back through center and then lower it down. Take a minute to wiggle a little bit through your legs. And then we'll inhale, sweep our arms up overhead or as overhead as they can get. And then exhale, trace the center line of your body, find a forward fold. And then we're just gonna start to lower down onto our knees, sit back onto our shins, shift your weight off to one side of your legs, swivel your legs around. We're coming all the way down onto our backs. So once you find yourself on your back, you can hug your knees into your chest. Send yourself a little love and rock gently side to side along the back. And then keeping your legs hugged in, you start to release your arms. And we're gonna find a twist off to the left, knees off to the left first, and we'll twist towards the right. So if you need to bring your legs down in order to make this twist happen, you can. So you'll shift your hips off a little bit to the right. And then let your knees fall off to the left. Your knees do not have to stay stacked on top of each other. And then let your arms come out to a T, gaze over your right shoulder. Breathe into the twist. Feel yourself supported by the earth. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And then we'll take a slow inhale together. And then an open mouth exhale, let it go. Bring your knees back through center. Shift your hips back to center and then off to the left. As you start to let your knees fall off to the right. Gazing over to the left side of the room. Close your eyes if that feels good for you. And just let your breath be however it wants to be. And then we'll take a slow inhale all together. And then with an open mouth, let it go. And remember, no one in this video can hear you, so you can really just let your breath make some sounds and release anything you need to. Bring your knees back through center. Shift your hips so they're centered and hug your knees in one more time. Maybe saying some sweet words to yourself as you start your day, holding yourself in. And start to release your legs from your arms. We're gonna find our way into Shavasana. So this is our final resting shape. And you're welcome to lay on your back and take up all the space that you need to with the space that you have. If you'd like to grab any blankets or anything to get yourself comfortable, you can. Let your feet kind of flop open to the sides. Smooth out any tension in your face. So if you feel your forehead or your jaw tensing up, see if you can just imagine your face widening, the space behind your eyeballs getting smooth and kind of like water just gliding energy through your forehead, around your jaw, your eyes. And then letting that smooth, silky, flowy feeling spread through the rest of you. And we'll be here for a couple of minutes, just resting in silence. And when it's time to come back, I'll let you know. Start to feel your breath getting a little bit deeper, feeling that rise and fall of your belly. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists. And if you'd like to take a big stretch of the arms towards the back of your room, you can do that. Reawakening, ready for the day, ready for both the challenges and the opportunities. And start to hug your knees in towards your chest and roll off to the right side. And then with your eyes closed or your gaze soft, you can start to push yourself all the way up to a seat. And once you find yourself there, stay in your seat for just a few more moments of stillness. Feel your shoulders relax. And we'll take 2 collective breaths together. So start by emptying your air all the way out. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And then with an open mouth, exhale. One more like that. This time, sigh it out if you'd like to. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. If you'd like to, you can bring your palms to meet at the center of your chest. Bow your chin in towards your chest. Take a moment to thank yourself for starting your day in this beautiful way and carrying it with you throughout the rest of your day. You can flutter your eyes open, gazing down at your fingertips. And thank you all so much for coming. It was great to have you.